Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the way you feel. I surrender What it do? Willie B. Welcome back. We got another one. Tonight, we got a deceased legend. The young man hadn't been in the game that long. You all know and love him. Notorious. B.I.G. I feel like everybody know his story, but still got to dig into it. He hails from Brooklyn, New York City, born and raised. Got bit by the hip hop bug very early. Young used to write the raps, was influenced by all the hip hop, all the greats in hip hop at that time. His parents is Jamaican immigrants. He was the only child. His father was a welder and a politician. His mom was a preschool teacher. His father kind of left, the household when he was very young. So his mother did most of the upbringing with him. He went to Bishop Laughlin Memorial High School. In 1989, he was very much involved in the streets, just trying to make money. He got locked up in North Carolina. So after jail, he found a way to record a demo tape. It's called Microphone Murder. A lot of the greats started hearing this demo tape, like Mr. C, Big Daddy Kane, and the Juice Crew heard this nigga and was like, okay. He started promoting his shit. 1992, The Source gives him the unsigned hype. Around this time, his music gets to a man named Sean P. Diddy Combs. And he was an A&R with Uptown Records at the time, trying to branch off and do his own thing. And I mean, you saw the movie, P. Diddy catches him right before he ruins his fucking life. So Diddy started putting him on records with Mary J., who was another prospect that he had under his tutelage. He started getting cool with Tupac Shakur, a few people in the industry. Recorded a track called Party and Bullshit, which, they kind of led off with. It was the perfect song for Biggie and his image. Obviously putting out Craig Mack first. This, Biggie was the second focus of 1994, Biggie marries another label mate who Diddy had brought along, a young lady by the name of Faith Evans. They got married. And then 5 days later, he dropped his single Juicy, which fucking took over the world. I mean, this is off of the album that we're covering tonight. It is the debut album of rookie Biggie Smalls, called Ready to Die.
Remember back in the days when niggas had waves, Caselli shades and cornbreads, picture pennies, honeys had the hot top jellies, chicken skelly, motherfuckers was all friendly, bouncing at the barbecues, drinking brews, with the neighborhood crews, hanging on the avenues, turn your pages in 1993, niggas is getting smoked, G, believe me.
Things done changed. You got Big coming in on this like menacing dark beat, just telling you how like niggas ain't fighting no more. This was the turn, and he's talking about this in 1994. I think this was like the rise of like drive-by shootings in Cali and just niggas popping niggas. So like it was no longer fist fights. We had graduated from fist fighting in the 80s, late 80s. Niggas was probably still breaking down on the fist fights, but then it just turned to bullets. Got really crazy. The hood got flooded with guns, and he's talking about it. He's living in it. 1994. He can speak this well. Gangsters couldn't fight martial arts motherfuckers no more. Like they couldn't just having a mean right hook wasn't enough no more. Old school sample. I'm not even super crazy about the sample, but the way they cut it, they left it to where it's just the break part of it, so it's still hip hop.
My man just left a tech in a 9 at my crib. Turned it so thin, he had to do a bid. A 1 to 3, he be home in the 93. I'm ready to get this paper, G. You with me? Motherfucking right. My pocket's looking kinda tight. And I'm stressed. Yo, Biggie, let me get the vest. No need for that. Just grab the fucking gat. The first pocket that's fat. The take it to his back.
That flow, man. The way his syllables hit is different. It really is, because he got that he got that flow, the way his shit sit on it. It's almost like it's reminiscent of somebody, but he didn't took it to like another level. And the crazy thing is, you could tell just by the way he created this, is he's good at songwriting. I don't even know if he knew that, because this is his first shit. He wasn't like doing a bunch of like songwriting. But the way he's almost like a singer too. You know what I mean? Like he carries the tones of his shit. You gotta love this. It's so alarming. You could feel him. Like, motherfucker, we need that money. This is hustle class TEDx talk right here.
Especially when I'm drunk off the liquor. Smoking up by the boxes, fucking boxes. Natural to eat your niggas like shots of fuck, baby.
If any other rapper did this song, I don't think I would like it as much as this. But the way he rhymes is so heavy. That shit sits on you, bruh. And he ain't talking bullshit. Like every line means a lot. You know what I mean? And like it's weighted, you know, and he lays it like it's weighted. He's like, take this ton of bricks, every fucking line. Um, and you understand it. It's clear. It's not no mumble rap shit here. This is like clear, dope, like heavy rhymes, bro. You know, the hook is dope. You know, you can tell Diddy's influences all over it, or Puffy at the time. You know, I live for the funk.
Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning. Crack of dawning, now I'm yawning. Wipe the cold out my eye. See who's this paging me and why? It's my nigga Pop from the barber shop. Told me he was in the gambling spot. Heard the intricate plot. The niggas wanna stick me like fly paper, neighbor. Slow down, love, please chill, drop the paper.
See, a song like this shows me that Biggie could be a screenplay writer. Because this is like a play. The way he writes this out, he's like doing multiple. He's like rapping as himself and his inner thoughts, and then he's giving you like the dialogue of the nigga calling them and what they want. Puff comes in and play that part. This is it's a fucking play. It's a screenplay going on right here. So these niggas is like beyond their time. They're very cinematic thinking. The way they create these records. I don't know why. Every time I hear this, I think of the show Mad TV. I think they had like the same sample or something. Like this and Mad TV is nostalgic to me in a certain way.
In the chamber, the safety is off. Release straight at your dome. Homes, I wanna see cabbage. Biggie Small the savage, doing your brain cells much damage. Teflon is the material for the imperial. Mic gripper, girl stripper, the Henny sipper. I drop lyrics off and on like a light switch. Quick to grab the right bitch and make her drop the cue. 45 watts and checks are expected when I wreck shit. Respect is collected, so check it.
I guess this is like the theme of the album. You know, he's talking about how he's ready to die. He's like, "Fuck everybody I love, man. I'm really ready to get up out of here." It was almost like he just knew. He knew that it wasn't gonna be too long. So he just said I should be prepared. It's wild to know to know his fate, and then to hear this type of shit. It's still a jamming song though, you know. It's still dope, and I'm comparing him to like Pac right now, and Pac's first album because I just covered his not too long ago. And the difference is Pac didn't have Puff. You know, if Pac had Puff, it would have been different. This that Robin season shit right here. Yeah, it's that ski mask music, but it's like elegant. Like I can see where Jay Z kind of bit it a little bit from, like this elegant street ass shit. Cause usually like street shit is fucking violent, fast, messy, wild. But when Biggie comes into it, he talks about it like a Don would, you know, very Godfatherish.
When it comes to sex, I'm similar to the thriller in Manila. Honeys call me bigger, the common villa. Whether it's stiff tongue or stiff dick, Biggie squeeze it to make shit fit. Now check this shit, I got the pack of Rough Riders in the back of the Pathfinder. You know the epilogue by James Tom Smith. I get swift with the lyrical gift. Hit you with the dick, make your kidney shift.
This song is weird to me because I actually never heard it, but he does the like one more chance. I'm used to the one more chance with 112, but he did the same. I guess he had made that song before, on this, and I don't like the hook, because the 112 hook is just way better. Like what the fuck, this is whatever. If I didn't have that reference, maybe I would feel differently about this song. It's still dope as far as the rhymes are concerned and how it falls on the beat, but I know better.
Niggas know they soft like a Twinkie filling, playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. The style is played out like Arnold. What you talking about, Willis? The thrill is gone. The black Frank White is here to excite. Throw dick to dice. Bitches are like them brainless, guns are like them stainless steel. motherfucking fortune like the wind. I squeeze gas till my clips is empty. Don't tempt me.
Man, here I am, I'll be damned if it ain't some shit. Time to spread the bud, the lyrics over harmony grit. It's the little killer death trip. It's a jet black ninja. Coming when you rest that surrender. Step inside.
This shit dope. And then the first feature you hear from Biggie Smalls is none other than the Method Man. Out of that Wu-Tang Clan, uh, who is my favorite from him. So it's no surprise for me to see Biggie pick him as like his first feature. Yes, I would have did this. Like, Wu-Tang Clan is the best shit out, the newest shit out. Go get one of their hottest spitters, throw them on your first album, of course. Boom, boom, boom. This little like vibe that they threw these two niggas in. It's like club hood dope nigga shit. It's a back and forth. It's a time to where they in the studio together. The way this shit mashing together, they have to be right there, putting it together. So this is kind of a special moment. I never heard this record, so
So good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop, smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping the hard. You never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
when Puffy started introducing these like old school samples to this nigga, man, he didn't even know how great he sounded on this shit. Like this is nobody could rip this better than him. Like nobody, that's why nobody will ever rap on this beat again, because Biggie fucking did it. It's like it's done. Like the original group did it, and then now he did it. So it's like completely fucked. Nobody's gonna rhyme on this beat better than Biggie Smalls. Like forever classic. What can you say about a record like this? Even if this is not your style, you gotta respect it. It's one of those songs. This is the 10th song, and so you hadn't heard something this flavorful and nostalgic by this point.
I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle, another drug joke, another day, another struggle. I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle, another drug joke, another day, another struggle. I know how it feel to wake up fucked up, pocket broke as hell, another rock to sell. People look at you like you's the user, selling drugs to all the losers, man, who the abuser.
This is so hip hop, so artsy, so musical, like so 94, 93, late 93, 94. And just for him to tell his story, how he get kicked out of his mom's house, but then figure out like, hey, I can go down south and flip this shit. But this was right before he got fucking locked up, so this was leading him to changing his life. But like him describing just the game at that time, man, it's amazing because it's all truthful. You can just see him bleeding his truth out through this shit. Even the hook is just super hip hop. He didn't go outside of his range because I don't even see Big as doing hooks. But this is okay. This works for this vibe. This is like a quintessential hip hop hook. Keeping it rap even in the fucking hook.
When I met you, I admit my first thought was a trick. You look so good, huh? I suck on your daddy's dick. I never felt that way in my life. It didn't take long before I made you my wife. Got no rings and shit, just my main squeeze. Coming to the crib, even had a set of keys. During the days, you helped me bag up my nickels. In the process, I admit I tricked a little. But you was my bitch, the one that never snitched. Tell me when I'm broke or when I'm filthy fucking rich.
I don't know why when I hear this, I just think of Erica Badu. I think Erica Badu, if her and Biggie could have paired up, if it would have connected, and it would have, if he would have stuck around long enough, they would have did a record together. But I feel like Erica might have even sampled this for one of her records. Just this is like neo soul hip hop, but I like to hear Biggie on these type of textures because this sound like he know how to describe them like the nights. You know what I mean, with the fucking street lights beaming on a moment. He know how to like, when you're in the back and you passing certain shit, certain landmarks. He just when he talks, it brings those things up. And this is a record that really is textured like that. Like this is a time in your life where you were floating through wherever you was floating through. I like this.
Now, to all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Drop grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club, sipping my wet is where you find me. The back of the club, macking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music lasting, but I just can't quit.
Puff and Biggie, man, like Puff will bring him some old school shit. He like, you want me to go on that? Isley Brothers. He brought him the Isley Brothers. Some cold ass shit like that. And then put the right type, just sped it up just right. And this nigga put the greatest rhymes that anybody could put on it. Almost like wish he would have stayed alive long enough for them to perform this together. Cause Isley Brothers coming out and then bringing Biggie out, that would be the coldest fucking shit.
No big up on the gunman, sing up, big up. Cause it's a 94 when I'm rap to kill people and kill them. Them all pussy will hold the corner. Watch this. Lord, me all a respect to all the gunman them. Gunman alone keep gunman friend. Fire gun, me all the informer them. Informer alone keep informer friend.
1977, nigga, I done sweat to death. My mom was late, so I had to plan my escape out. Kids in this world, the fly girls, and the way of Hennessy until I call Earl.
First of all, this beat is like this beat touches my soul as a hip hop artist, as an MC. It just make you want to like it's a beacon. It's like a titty coming out. And then this motherfucker proceeds to speak about his birth. I mean, but he's very intricate in explaining him being inside of his mom and the process. This nigga's so poetic, man. You know, and I really I expand to see how he's like one of the most revered and greatest hip hop artists we've ever had.
Now when I'm fucking on ten, I'm invincible. Don't love no hoe, that's my principle. Cause the bitches come, bitches go. That's why I get my nut and I be out the fucking door. They might be the one to set me up. Wanna get the little double to wake me up. That's why I tote texts and stuff to get them off my case just in case. The little fucker ends up with place.
It's so different. Like this song is probably the most different from all of the joints on here. Cause you ain't really seen even Party and Bullshit is different from this. This is like more of a party song, from the beat and how it sounds. You know, it kind of take you back to some house party type of shit. And I kind of always like to hear Biggie go to that because he was like graduating the game. He was pushing it forward. So he didn't do a lot of these type of records. But to hear him kind of go back on this like, you know, kid and play type shit, it feels good to me. The hook is like, all right, whatever. You can tell Puff kind of thought he knew best on the hook and it just didn't work. But as far as what Biggie does to this, masterful.
Live from Bedford Stuyvesant, the livest one. Representing B.I.G to the fullest. Cats I pull it. Bastards ducking when Big B bucking. Chicken heads be cooking in my bathroom fucking. It ain't nothing. They know Big B handling with the Mac in the act all paneling. Bandaging MCs. Oxygen, they can't breathe. Bad tricks up the sleeve.
Yeah, he really is like LeBron James on shit. Because like even him on this beat, don't matter what you feel about him, you hear him filling that shit up. Like you can't even deny it. If you don't understand it, you're just like you're not listening, you know. But once you do, you be like, oh, this thing is amazing. He's unbelievable, and that's why he made the song. The beat is just very fruitful. I don't know who made it, but it just sound like some New York shit. So the hook ain't that great on here. They just kind of hip hop it out.
When I die, fuck it, I wanna go to hell. Cause I'm a piece of shit, it ain't hard to fucking tell. It don't make sense going to heaven with the goody goodies dressed in white. I like black Timbs and black hoodies. Gotta probably have me on some real strict shit. No sleeping all day, no getting my dick licked. Hanging with the goody goodies, lounging in paradise. Fuck that shit. I wanna take guns and shoot dice. All my life, I'm considered as the worst. Lying to my mother, even stealing out a purse.
Bro, this shit is so like this is like life support. This beat just reminds me of being on life support, like you're on your last string. That's why he called it suicidal thoughts. I think this beat just influenced him to go there, and he went there. I mean, all the way from the first line. It's just like human infectious from what he's talking about, because I think everybody has had. And you might not have had suicidal thoughts, but you've had these train of thoughts, these self-deprecating like thoughts that brings you down. You're your biggest enemy. So everybody has had this tear down of I'm a piece of shit. I should go to hell. I'm just nothing. But he filled it up because he's so fucking animated and he's Biggie fucking small. So he can make that shit a fucking, symphony. And which he did on this one. From the beat to the execution, this joint is perfect. And then you got Puff coming in like, nah, Playboy, keep your eye on the prize, baby. Let's shine on these niggas, baby. It ain't about killing yourself, baby. Let's stay alive. It's like he's just trying to motivate him and keep him in the game.
Two shots, stepping with the heat from the opposite. Heat hard to creep and hook you streets. It's on, nigga. Fuck around, pick a little beat. I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like fast frost beats. Thunder, shaking the concrete. Then the shit stop when I pull the drop. Neighbors call the cops and they heard headshots. Show me in the drop. Through the corner, slaughter, electrical tape around the water.
So who shot you? This was a record that everybody really thought was a Tupac diss, but it wasn't. And this is a turning point in hip hop, like this very song. The crazy thing about it is this song came out and Pac got shot for the first time, months later, a couple months later, same year, but after this. And the fact that people make parallels to this song and Pac is ridiculous because them two were super friends. But this is still a hard record. I mean, it's alarming. It's that murder talk. It's like, who was doing murder talk better than him at this point when he first fucking came out? But it's not aimed at Pac. If you listen to the lyrics too and really chop it up, you can't hear no Pac references or nothing that would even insinuate a specific person. But once the story started to come out and Pac actually got shot, this song came into like prominence.
The jeans, they fit like a glove. I had a crush on you in real love. Hold your horses. I'ma show you who the boss is. Intercourses. Sex, I'm taking no losses. Even groups like SWV and TLC can't see B.I.G with telepathy.
He say he just playing on this motherfucker. And he fucking shooting shots at all of the label mates. Like, he talking about how he want to take down Mary J. He already's fucking married to goddamn Faith Evans. She didn't know this was a sign. God damn it. This nigga is out here. He like, I'm trying to dump a baby in all of Bad Boy, you know what I mean? Just dope beat, take it back to the roots of hip hop. He in the album with just telling all of his dreams of fucking every R&B bitch he ever thought about. Ready to Die. Scores a 67. This is a classic project. Probably, I think this is the highest rated project I've had on the show. Lyrics, he elevated the lyrics in hip hop. He elevated the style with this first album. So the impact, the lyrics are kind of out of this world. It's unmeasurable in a sense. The beats, what P. Diddy and Biggie did with their styles clashing, it really made for the best type of symmetry in their music. This shit is from the underground to commercial pop level. This album actually delivers. Concept Ready to Die. I can't explain to you how impactful this is, and the cover and the concept and how he stayed true to the concept throughout the whole fucking project. He kind of gave you his whole life right here on this project. It's well put together, super cohesive. What the fuck? Shout out to Biggie, R.I.P. to Biggie. Shout out to Diddy. Shout out to the whole Bad Boy camp for supporting. Shout out to Method Man, the only feature on this project. Always and forever remember that Dave Bots did it and is currently doing it. Check in, tap in, send some money, buy some merch, get in there. I holla, just pray for your boy, and I love it.